Hi, this is DEDMan. If you're watching this video, I assume you're old enough to see gore, violence, swearing, and general adult content. If you aren't old enough, come back with some ID. Or a fake one.
We're in this fight together.
It's a fight we can't win, not without help. We need every species and all their ships to even have a chance at defeating the Reapers. Talk to the Council. Convince them to help us.
What if they won't listen?
Then make them listen. Now go! That's an order!
I don't take orders from you anymore, remember?
Consider yourself reinstated, Commander. You know what you have to do.
I'll be back for you, and I'll bring every fleet I can. Good luck.
You too, Shepard.
The main menu, having a mournful sounding theme with debris breaking up in the atmosphere, is a hauntingly beautiful way to start the beginning of our final journey with Shepard. Is this a foreshadowing loading screen? This time around, you get to play around with your facial features with an imported character.
How bad is it?
Bad. We just lost contact with two of our deep space outposts. There's something massive on long-range scanners.
Is this what Shepard warned us about?
Okay, that was a pretty good gag.
Commander,
You're not supposed to call me that anymore, James.
not supposed to salute you either.
There's two great environmental storytelling moments here. First, Vega clearly idolizes Shepard to an extent with his disregard for her stripped rank. Second is the stripped rank. The last canonical thing to happen in Mass Effect 2 is the Arrival DLC, and yeah, launching an asteroid into a mass relay and killing over 300,000 lives would definitely get you in some trouble, even if you're a Spectre.
You look good, Shepard. Maybe a little soft around the edges. How you holding up since being relieved from duty?
Ha! The way Shepard checks her stomach is priceless. Also, Keith David is always a win.
You've seen how they harvest us, what they plan to do to us. You know more about this enemy than anyone.
And yet, everyone refuses to listen to me.
That way they grounded me, took away my ship.
You know that's not true. When you blew up the Batarian relay, hundreds of thousands of Batarians died.
It was that or let the Reapers walk through our back door.
Fun fact, if you didn't play Arrival, you're instead grounded for working with Cerberus. I always like when games with branching paths account for alternate playthroughs.
It's not perfect, though. There's still plenty of plot holes and times when the narrative doesn't make sense.
True, but they tried to make it work as best as they could.
Oh my god.
Well, it's known Normandy and Shepard get blown up in the first 10 minutes, but, yeah, these are some high stakes in the beginning minutes.
Take a running jump. It's farther than it looks.
One of the upgrades to the combat systems is the ability to roll and do a sprint jump.
It's hard enough fighting a war, but it's worse knowing no matter how hard you try, you can't save them all.
That pretty much encapsulates Shepard as a whole. She starts having nightmares through the story, and it's definitely related to her feelings of failure towards saving everyone.
We knew they were coming.
And they still just cut through our defenses.
It's because you didn't play the mining minigame.
Taking heavy fire! Oh god! We're gonna take down the Dreadnought!
I love the sound for Reapers. It's very synthetic, and especially that booming bass sound it makes is chill-inducing. Just about every race you've ever run into has a corrupted Reaper variant of it, and the cannibals are made from Batarians.
Cavalry has arrived!
So many wins to give out. Joker to the rescue. Seth Green is always a win. The Normandy Reborn's track blasting as Joker saves your ass is amazing.
Then make them listen. Now go! That's an order!
I don't take orders from you anymore, remember?
Consider yourself reinstated. Commander?
As with Mass Effect 2, Anderson being the one that reinstates you is fantastic. Yes! Delayed title card!
The journal is heavily messed up with not being able to tell what's the main quest, what's a side quest, and what's a fetch quest assignment. Also, it does not tell you enough information on the journal or where to start the mission or quest, and what step you might be on.
One nice feature is your level carries over from Mass Effect 2, giving you a great head start. Another new feature of Mass Effect 3 is being able to snap 2 spectacles to make sure you don't miss out on the action.
Damn, that's a huge storm. Looks a lot bigger in person. Pretty average for Mars, actually. I'm glad you're so optimistic. Yeah, we've got Reapers invading Earth, the station here is offline. A little dust storm seems like the least of our worries. Fair enough. Holy shit, they're executing them.
Yeah, if we ever thought maybe Cerberus wasn't all bad, they aren't. Totally evil bungholes. Which makes the grounding of the Normandy and stripping of Shepard's saddle make more sense if you didn't play Arrival. Liara's alive. Also a badass.
I've discovered plans for a Prothean device. One that could wipe out the Reapers.
Here? On Mars?
In the Prothean archives, yes.
We've known about the archives for decades. Why now?
Process of elimination, mixed with a little desperation. When you destroyed the Alpha Relay, you bought us some time. But then you were under investigation. I knew I had to do something. Hackett knew it too. He contacted me, asking if I would use my resources as a shadow broker to find a way to stop the Reapers. My search led me here. Hackett got me access to the archives and kept me updated on your status.
It's a little far-fetched that this information would be available as long as the spacefaring species had access to the archives, and it wasn't discovered until now.
Do you have any idea how big archives can be? Likely in that entire time frame, every single bit of data didn't have that chance to get read. Besides, Liara herself said they got lucky.
Someone vented the air from this room while they were still here.
Looks like they died trying to claw their way out.
This is brutal, even by Cerberus standards.
That's what I was about to say.
Doctor, I'll get you a report as soon as...
It's the new doctor that's only been there for a week.
Shocker.
I don't know how you do it. You've always stayed focused even in the worst situations.
When there's so much at stake, I think about my friends. Loved ones. What I'd lose if I failed.
Aww.
This is where they studied the various relics on Earth here.
What did they find?
More than I could describe in a short conversation. And they'd only scratched the surface. There are vaults filled with Prothean data troves that have never been studied.
This also goes back to the archive argument. If there's vaults of stuff that's never been studied, reason shows that there are files that have never been read.
Heads up! That's an understatement. What have you got?
He's got a transmitter in his helmet. If I can...
My god. Looks like a husk.
That's utterly horrifying on multiple levels.
Is this what they did to you?
Holy crap, Caden's kinda dumb.
Hello, this is Delta Team. Anybody there?
Where the hell have you been?
Never mind, what's your status?
We're at the tram station, waiting for extraction. All hostiles terminated.
Roger that. Echo Team will ride over and secure the station.
Like the Protheans, Mercs are as dumb as Caden.
Shepard.
Never gonna hate Martin Sheen as the Elusive Man and his theme popping up. Still love that Liara is ready to go at a moment's notice.
Fascinating race, the Protheans. They left all this for us to discover, but we squandered it. The Alliance has known about the archives for more than 30 years. And what have they done with it?
Also still loving that the Elusive Man is in a somewhat morally gray area, with him not being wrong on the Alliance's squandering of knowledge and resources.
I've seen your solution. Your people are turned into monsters.
Hardly. They're being improved.
Upgrades, people! Upgrades!
That's what separates us, Shepard. Where you see a means to destroy, I see a way to control, to dominate and harness the Reaper's power.
That's a little bit of foreshadowing for 2 of the 4 possible choices.
This isn't your fight any longer, Shepard.
Okay, so I should take off a win for the audio cutting out and missing dialogue, but I gotta give a win to the Elusive Man having a T-Rex arm and trying to smoke.
She's got the data.
Wait, does this mean if I punch my computer, I'll absorb all of its data?
She's getting away! Damn it! James! Normandy! Anybody!
I got this one!
I mean, it worked, I guess. Not gonna lie, I kinda love that James is so reckless, it makes him a little more endearing. As much as I rag on Kaidan, he's awesome when it counts, immediately getting Liara to safety and going on the attack.
Orders?
Dispose of him.
Damn, that's brutal. The slow-mo takedown of Dr. Eva is badass.
Kaidan needs medical attention. We have to leave the Sol system.
I know.
Liara trying to snap Shepard out of her distress state is just great. Whether she's who you romanced or not, she's still a good friend.
EDI, can you clear this up?
See, the thing about quantum entanglement is it's supposed to be completely clear because it uses quantum bits to communicate. There's no way the signal would have any delay or static to it.
Talk to the Council, show them what you found. With luck, they'll give you all the support we need.
Yeah, because that worked out so well in the past.
You didn't see what they did to Earth. How is one weapon supposed to stop them?
What are our options? You know we can't win this conventionally.
This scene shows us very well that Shepard is shook from what happened on Earth. For the first time in the series, we're actually seeing what Hopeless Shepard looks like. That's damn good character writing. A neat new feature of your map is it will actively point out people of interest. It kinda makes up for the shoddy journal.
Not by enough to reverse my negatives.
What's going on here?
Commander, just who I was looking for. Diana Allers, Alliance News Network. I think we can help each other.
Diana Allers gives you more assets and isn't nearly as annoying as that other reporter. You know, the one with like 15 names that I always punch.
Wars can be won or lost in the editing room, and this war needs to be won. I've got Alliance security clearance and operate without a crew. You get veto power over the segments I file. Can you handle an arrangement like that?
That's a reasonable enough agreement.
Counselor, the Reapers are in our space as well. Earth is no more or less important than any Council homeworld.
But Earth was the first Council world hit. By all reports, it faces the brunt of the attack.
I know that I should be supporting Udina because he's human or whatever, but I hate the emphasis Mass Effect 3 has on saving Earth when there's an entire galaxy at risk. There's not any one reason why Earth is tactically better than any other planet.
I thought I was supposed to be doing the negatives.
Yeah, well, this was stupid enough for me to be grouchy about.
Need I remind you that the last time we fought the Reapers, Shepard sacrificed the Council to protect human interests?
No, I did to destroy Sovereign. I knew they would twist that decision.
And while I haven't always agreed with Udina, he's right about this.
No, he's not.
We need to stand together, now more than ever. The Reapers won't stop at Earth. They'll destroy every organic being in the galaxy if we don't find a way to stop them.
The worst part is the Council has proof the Reapers are attacking, and instead of focusing on efforts to destroy them, we're standing around bickering like children.
The Council cannot give Earth the military support it needs. Our own planets must come first.
This is what I'm talking about. Nothing useful is being done. Once the Reapers are gone, you can rebuild your individual worlds. But no, you've got to be stubborn, don't you?
You know things are dire when we're teaming up.
Yeah, sadly there's a lot Mass Effect 3 dropped the ball on.
They're a bunch of self-concerned jackasses, Shepard.
So are you.
We may have a spot on the Council, but humanity will always be considered second-rate.
When you do shady stuff, foreshadowing, I wouldn't expect them to not treat you second-rate.
You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
There is one other thing. The Council has agreed to reinstate your Spectre status.
Finally, some good news. I was afraid we were going to go down to the double digits again.
If you didn't want to be upped, why'd you accept?
You don't say no to Counselor Udina. Well, maybe you would, but I gotta live here. Never know with politicians. I hate political BS.
You and me both, dude.
Commander Shepard, Khalisah bint Seen and Al-Jalani. Isn't it true that you were on Earth when the Reapers attacked? How do you justify running away while millions of people on Earth die? Is that the best?
I've had enough of your tabloid journalism.
Not this time, you military...
The dodge was funny, since this would be the third time I've done this, but headbutting and the sliding sound just made this over-the-top perfection.
Liara told me the Council's not interested in helping us.
Something like that.
Why would they? Look at this place. There's no war here. People are whispering about it. They're talking about it, but they don't really believe it.
It kills me how right James is, and that goes for all politics. You have a bunch of people, rich and well off, deciding things for people when they have no idea on how things work at that level. Okay, so we get dreams filled to the brim with nightmare fuel, and they can be interpreted at least two different ways. The first way is the stress of the war and the burden that Shepard feels for humanity. The second is indoctrination attempts. Either way, it's creepy. That's a totally normal conclusion for a dream.
I was part of the team retrofitting the Normandy after you turned it over to the Alliance.
There's another totally valid excuse for being grounded. Obviously, the Alliance would want to make sure the Normandy, along with its upgrades, wasn't hiding anything that Cerberus could possibly bug the Normandy with.
Shepard, some of our systems require further testing, and Specialist Trainer has been extremely effective during installation. I would prefer that she remain.
Well, if Edie signs off on her, that's all I need. On a side note, I'm pretty sure I'm in the minority here, but I like Trainer more than Chambers. It's a lot of fun having her around, and she gets some genuinely funny moments with Edie.
Oh, wait, since when does a virtual intelligence make requests?
EDI's an AI. Fully self-aware.
Oh, I knew it. I knew Joker was lying.
Jeff requested that I pretend to be a simple VI to protect myself. I apologize for the deception.
Thanks, Edie, and I apologize for all those times I talked about how... attractive your voice was.
Trainer gives you a quick rundown of all the Normandy's new upgrades and rooms. It's roughly the same layout as Mass Effect 2, but there are some tweaks here and there. In Mass Effect 3, you have a resource for war assets. Now, in the original game, you could do everything in the galaxy or play the multiplayer. I actually adore the idea of a multiplayer, as if you think about it, it's different soldiers across the galaxy fighting against the forces of Cerberus, Collector, and Reaper. It was definitely an interesting idea at the time, and unfortunately, as of writing this, there's not any word if EA is bringing it back. It was definitely an interesting idea at the time, and unfortunately, as of writing this, there's not any word if EA is bringing it back for modern consoles. Please, EA. Andromeda's multiplayer isn't nearly as fun.
Hey, Commander. You know, I had my doubts about the Council. But after years of ignoring your warnings, they're finally willing to step up and tell you they just can't help.
They've spent years denying the threat. You think they'd be prepared now?
I was kind of hoping that maybe they were planning in secret and just not telling you about it because, you know, Cerberus. Well, let me know if you want me to get them on the channel and then hang up on them. You know, for old time's sake.
Joker is an absolute delight. Commander. Still a big fan of the customization options on the armor. Now with more options. There's a memorial of all the crew members of the Normandy that have died since we've been operating as Shepard, and the names get added to the list as you play. Liara's got her Shadow Broker setup going, and that would make any PC gamer envious.
Commander Shepard, it's a pleasure to see you again.
Complete with Glyph.
Let's be honest, Shepard. It's been more than a half a year. Should we continue where we left off?
I'd like that more than anything, Liara.
Yes! I get to romance Blue Wifey!
There were a lot of reasons I was happy to see you on Mars.
I'd like that list.
Flirting.
Farron and I loaded as much of the ship's specialized hardware onto a shuttle as we could. We got away from Cerberus' ships after arranging an appropriate distraction.
What kind of distraction?
Sending the broker's ship exploding into a Cerberus cruiser. I don't think the elusive man expected me to give up my resources in such a spectacular fashion.
Died. With most of my squad. Protecting a civilian colony from a collector attack.
And the colony?
It was either them, or the intel we had on the collectors. Intel we could have used to destroy them. I chose the intel.
Sorry. That's a tough call.
The best part was, we didn't really need the intel in the end. Because you were out saving the galaxy by taking down the entire collector homeworld.
You didn't know. You can't blame yourself, Vega.
Honestly, this sums up Paragon Lost in a few sentences. But I still thought it was a great movie, so I'm not even mad that another story could be told. It's one of those things where if you don't look at any extended universe media, you aren't missing a lot. But if you do, it gives greater context to what's going on, and say, like in my experience, you can get a deeper appreciation of Vega, which I didn't have before watching the movie for the first time this year.
Who says I'm blaming myself?
I do.
You a shrink too?
No, but that stunt back on Mars was reckless. You're lucky to be alive.
So?
So, maybe you don't care if you live or die.
Or maybe, I'm just willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to end this goddamn war.
Maybe you are. But if you're half as good as I think you are, we need you alive.
Thanks for the pep talk.
Therapy via punching?
Maybe no more shuttle crashes.
No promises now that I've gotten the taste for it.
Surveying is so much simpler in Mass Effect 3. Instead of a whole probing minigame, all you need to do is ping a planet, and if it has what you need, just grab it. Surveying was interesting, but it got old very quickly. Changing your ally's suit makes a return.
Eden Prime. This is where it all began.
You get to visit Eden Prime.
Hey, Liara, you ever find dinosaurs while you're digging around?
No, dinosaurs and other fossils would be paleontology. I'm an archaeologist. I study artifacts left by sapient species. The two fields are completely different, and... you were joking.
Hey, I just like dinosaurs.
Goddess, that doesn't seem possible. It's not a Prothean artifact, it's... a Prothean.
Holy crap. That is awesome.
I hate to rain on your parade. Nah, hell, who am I kidding? I love doing that. But I have to be a cynic. Originally, this was DLC to the game, and considering what he adds to it, he should have been in the vanilla game.
You know, sometimes I hate sharing an entire channel with you. I'm over here excited about a living Prothean in the game, and you gotta ruin it for me.
Someone has to keep that positivity in check.
I'm always a fan of smooth transitions between cutscene and gameplay. Another new feature is being able to charge up your melee into a stronger attack. As I chose Biotic, I don't have the coolest one, which would be an Omnitool blade. I like the transition between security footage and being present in the memory. Another neat little detail is the Prothean's biotic field is green instead of blue, and judging by Javik's abilities, they were vastly different from what we are used to.
I think I can duplicate that to open the life pod.
You understood that?
You didn't?
No. All I saw was static.
We, as Shepard, touched multiple Prothean beacons and obtained the cipher and could easily understand what was going on perfectly, whereas nobody else could.
I never thought our empire would fall.
Nobody ever does. At this moment, I know for sure I flipped out because I was so sure he'd end up being dead and we just gained intel, but I don't care what you say, Meg. Having a Prothean in the team is badass.
Remember, it's been 50,000 years for us, but for him, it's only been
a few minutes.
I'm always a fan of two conversations lining up perfectly like this.
Asari. Human. I'm surrounded by primitives.
Just a little taste of Javik's later racism. Yeah, buckle up. They aren't as great as we believe them to be.
You found one. You saw it all. Our destruction. Our warnings. Why weren't they heeded? Why didn't you prepare for the Reapers, human?
Dude, don't look at me. I've been trying to get these people ready. Not my fault they don't want to listen.
Now we have your plans for the device. We're going to build it.
Device?
The weapon your people were working on. I'd hoped you could tell us how to finish it.
We never finished it. It was too late.
Then I take it you don't know anything about the catalyst.
No. I was a soldier, not a scientist. Skilled in one art, killing.
That's a huge bummer. Not only is Javik a dick, but he's also not what Liara, or anyone else for that matter, was expecting. He's sadly about as useless as we are.
Among my people, there were avatars of many traits. Bravery, strength, cunning. A single exemplar for each.
Which are you?
The embodiment of vengeance. I am the anger of a dead people, demanding blood be spilled for the blood we lost. Only when the last Reaper has been destroyed will my purpose be fulfilled. I have no other reason to exist.
That's metal as fuck.
But I will help you fight. And the last thing the Reapers hear before they die will be the last voice of the Protheans, sending them to their grave.
Another metal line. I guess that comes naturally when your race was full of tyrants.
Very early, we encountered the dangers posed by machine intelligence. They rebelled against us.
So the Protheans also had sentient toasters. Interesting.
This has been amusing.
Oh?
To discover the most primitive races of my time now rule the galaxy. The Asari, the humans, the Turians.
There's also the Solarians.
The lizard people evolved.
I believe they're amphibian.
They used to eat flies.
Javik's utter disbelief in how far the various species have progressed never gets old. The downside to pinging around for information is you can call down a Reaper armada on you thanks to that lovely Reaper IFF we still have installed. So the Cerberus missions don't really add anything to the story, but they're fun side missions and it definitely makes me miss the multiplayer since they use the maps here.
I love you, but I know you. Don't make me an anchor, promise me, Steve. No, don't.
Commander. Sorry, didn't see you there. This is a recording from Ferris Fields. Months ago. I lost a lot of friends that day. I lost my husband.
This is the kind of representation I like to see. So subtle and you could miss it, because being in a homo relationship is no different than being in a hetero one. Unless you actually talk to Cortez and build a relationship with him, you'd never know any of this because it's not the only thing that's important about him. Getting to see the Turian military square off against some Reapers is thrilling for as little as we get to see.
Garrus!
Garrus!
Incoming harvester, headed for the airfield!
That terrifying bastard makes me think of a dragon, and let me tell you, that's one thing the Reapers don't need.
Holy hell! What is that thing?
That would be another terrifying variant of Reaper made from Krogan. And yes, it is an absolute unit.
I apologize for being so frank, Commander, but your plan feels doomed to failure.
Better than the plan you have. Oh, what's that? You don't have one? Then shut up, Meg.
I'm not the only one that feels this way. The Solarian Dalatras is livid.
Some of these issues are hundreds of years old. Time to let go.
Perhaps. Still, we can't help but feel that this summit is a waste of your time, and we can't afford to have it waste ours.
Oh my god, let it go! This is easily the most frustrating part of Mass Effect 3, so I'm gonna keep harping on it. Even if it's a bad idea, you are facing utter annihilation. Surely, any idea is worth trying.
Yes, sir, but the Asari are staying on the sidelines.
They'll regret that. The time for unity is now.
See? Hackett gets it. We need to stand together or we all fail.
I'm flattered, but the Normandy's just one ship.
And a fast one. You can move quickly, hit a target, and leave before the enemy has time to react.
Guerrilla tactics are always a viable option, especially with the Reapers being such an overwhelming force.
Garrus said he had to attend to the Normandy's weapon systems. Something about calibrations.
I love when the devs put in fan-favorite inside jokes like that. When you specifically call it out, it feels like they listen and appreciate the jokes just as much as we do.
I'm sorry to say the Asari counselor won't be joining us. She thinks there's too much bad blood with the Krogan.
She may be right, but there'll be a lot more blood. Real blood, if we don't try.
Victus also gets it!
DEDMan went to go stress drink, so I'm gonna take over the next couple of wins. Ugh.
How is it being the Primarch?
Not what I imagined. The battle of all time is happening on Palaven, and I'm light years away, reading casualty reports in the millions. If I'm going to die, I want to be with my men, so there's no doubt we fought to the last soul.
Victus definitely deserves some credit for being as honorable as he is. I can definitely get behind someone like that.
EDI, talk to me. Is there a particular topic you wish to discuss, Shepard?
EDI's reveal to be in Eva's body is badass.
EDI? Yes. You're in Dr. Eva's body.
Not all of me, but I have control of it. It was not a seamless transition.
Considering the room is on fire, I'd imagine not. Are you done throwing a temper tantrum? Being positive for this long is making me sick.
Yeah, just go back to the fire and brimstone or wherever you came from. Ow! What was that for?
To sober you up. Now finish this video up. Unlike you, I have other things to do.
What things? You don't do things.
I have a poker game with some Eldritch beings. What's it to you?
Oh, that doesn't sound foreboding at all.
Yeah, it's almost like foreshadowing or something.
So if you're in there, are you still in the ship?
I exist primarily within the ship. For optimal control, this unit should remain within Normandy's broadcast or tight beam range.
Are you planning to take that body somewhere?
Normandy's weaponry is not suited to every combat situation. This platform could provide limited fire ground support.
You mean you could come with us?
Correct. This body could accompany you to areas the Normandy cannot reach.
That is awesome. Not only is EDI formidable fighting alongside us, but considering how much information she has stored, it makes her incalculably valuable when in the field. Also,
I'm combat ready.
Just don't be surprised if the crew's a little wary of your new body. They was shooting at them a little while ago.
An excellent point. I will take it to the bridge. Joker will also want to see it.
Yeah, he will.
You're positive you don't want to come over and talk?
No, the gun battery is nice and quiet. If I throw down some rugs, it'll get downright cozy.
Garrus?
I'll be fine, Liara. Just gathering some thoughts.
All right.
One of those conversations that are organic because they have been friends for years and have been through so much together. It's both heartwarming and tragic.
Well, you can trust Shepard, sir. If anybody can get the Krogan to cooperate, it's her.
I'm counting on it. Turning to the Krogan is either the best or worst idea I've ever had. There's no in between here.
You did what you had to. I would have taken the same risk, sir.
I appreciate your confidence, Garrus, though it could just mean we're both idiots.
We are transferring Transferring your docking clearance to an Alliance official.
Figures. Finally back in action, the Alliance already wants us tagged and collared.
Just our way of welcoming you back, Flight Lieutenant.
Yes ma'am. Requesting docking permission?
Docking permission granted.
So you admit you and your thugs are here illegally?
Yes, and it only took C-Sec 3 weeks to figure it out. Shirk, get me the Asari consular.
Arya, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm being asked to submit to immigration processing.
I see. And now you've been processed. Is there anything else?
Nothing. Thank you.
Anytime.
I think we're done here.
Arya's power plays never ceases to be amusing.
The way I see it, if you don't defeat the Reapers, we're all dead. Won't matter where I'm sitting. It's in my interest to help you.
What are you offering, Arya?
On Omega, I kept the Blood Pact, Blue Suns, and Eclipse in check. Now they're running amok. Nobody wants that. Unite them under my rule, and you'll have a powerful and ruthless force for your war.
Arya can think more than 2 steps in front of her, and that's something I respect and admire. Either she gets Omega back, or it won't be her problem anymore.
Word of advice, don't double-cross Arya.
I may be ambitious, but I'm not crazy.
I was running scenarios in my head to analyze Jeff's behavior. I believe he has a strong affectionate attachment to me, but he has not stated it to anyone yet. Shepard, you have first-hand sexual experience. How do you know when someone is romantically invested?
I'm honestly wondering how they'd get past the logistical nightmare of robot grinding on a man with a tendency to have his bones shatter when he sneezes too hard.
Perhaps we could discuss how to provoke Jeff into an emotional commitment.
Damn, Edie gets into a physical body for a few hours, and somehow she already downloaded the worst trait possible.
That's not how to think of it. It's gotta be natural. You need chemistry.
I see. There are a number of pharmaceuticals I could inject to simulate the desired emotional state.
Edie, the important thing is to have a good time, wherever you go. And if you're having fun, he probably will too.
Then the outcome is an unknown quantity, but you are saying I should attempt it anyway.
Nobody ever fell in love without being a little bit brave.
That's actually solid relationship advice.
Meanwhile, they ignore the unshackled AI walking around the Presidium.
She run into any trouble?
No, she's my mobility assistance mech. Thanks to Vrolic syndrome, I'm legally entitled to bring her everywhere. Finally getting some use out of those disability benefits.
So, you want us to enlist as soldiers? Isn't there anything else we can do?
The military needs everyone they can get.
None of us knows how to fight.
Mackenzie's a biotic. Dave and Graham go to the pistol range. Oh, and Orion's always buying mods for his shotgun.
The one he's never even fired.
The Alliance can use your help. There's plenty of non-combat roles.
Thanks. Who was that?
The first human Spectre.
Wow, Commander Shepard?
She thinks we could do some good.
Okay, I'll look at that recruitment brochure.
You can drop in on random conversations and give your opinion on the matter, which also gives you minute amount of Paragon or Renegade points too.
LCOS Combine. If it exists, we carry it.
Space Walmart?
The Shadow Broker fully supports your efforts against the Reapers.
I know she does, considering we share a bed.
Please! Please. A few more minutes of searching could mean a lifetime of peace for my family.
In a game full of sad and hard-to-hear stories, that has to be on the top of the list of things that give you a heartache.
We've had this discussion, young lady. You're to call me Teresa. Maybe my son didn't have the chance to marry you because of this damn war. But you're still family in my book. Nothing will ever change that.
Of course, Teresa.
I'll come back later during your break if you want. Treat you to lunch. What do you say?
I would love that, Teresa. Thank you.
Aw, that's very sweet.
If you don't mind me tagging along cloaked, maybe I can help you dig up some dirt on the Hanar.
Even if it's just for this one side mission, you get to work with Kasumi again.
So you approve of Bao?
Absolutely. He's a good Spectre. The galaxy needs more like him.
And the fact that he's trying to arrest you?
Well, nobody's perfect. And when I get out, heads will roll. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.
That's right. Nice and slow.
Keep your distance, though, Chewie. But don't look like you're trying to keep your distance. I don't know. Fly casual.
We're ramming the station. Everyone brace for impact.
What?
Omega's kinetic barrier will stop my ships from landing. I equipped this cruiser with disruptors to take it out on impact. Don't worry. We'll probably survive the crash.
That's reassuring?
The truth is I never left. In fact, I went to great lengths to keep from you.
I'm not easily duped. Well done.
Admitting when you're bamboozled.
Something that consistently annoyed me was, for some reason, my assault rifle was replaced with the default rifle for the whole game. I don't know if it's because it's a beam weapon, but it's dumb and I feel like being super nitpicky.
This is the first time we've really seen a female Turian up close, and I really like how you can tell just by looking that there are feminine characteristics, but she still has the same form as the other Turians.
We're coming with you. You get our help now in return for hearing us out later.
That's fair.
Adjutants?
Creatures created by Cerberus. They eviscerate their victims' DNA, converting them into more adjutants.
Some kind of Reaper-based weapon. I fought them before. They're a nightmare.
Why is that a thing, Cerberus?
People of Omega, I have returned. Cerberus believes they have beaten you. They believe they have you under control. They are gravely mistaken. You are the lawless of the galaxy. You cannot be beaten, and you will never be controlled. Be ready. Your chance to strike out against your oppressors is coming. Together we will take Omega back!
Motivational speech for the win.
You handled Nyreen perfectly and got us an army.
She wears her weakness on her chest. It would take more effort to stop myself from exploiting it.
Cunningly, I have a plan to recoup my losses since the Cerberus takeover. Informative. The General threw out Aria's couch from Afterlife upon taking over. I would like to gain her favor by returning it.
Not gonna lie, the Elcor simping a little over Aria is hilarious.
This isn't over until your next of kin can't identify you.
Aria is brutal.
Shepard, I can't hold this much longer! Die!
Teamwork.
I wonder, what's this red button do?
Self-sacrifice.
That's it. Tell your boss I'm coming for him.
Ooh, Aria is pissed.
You're a dead man. No, wait!
You triggered my trap card!
No. The Alliance can use what he knows about the elusive man's plans.
He has to pay for what he's done.
He'll get what's coming, but not today and not by your hand.
While it does suck that Aria doesn't get to choke the life out of Petrovsky with their own hands, at least he will be useful for the war effort.
Their Ascension project helps gifted young biotics. If it had been open 20 years ago, I bet you'd have been there.
Yes, I sent a young man named David Archer there. I'm just surprised they're still open.
That's a nice callback to the Overlord side mission.
My toothbrush is a Cision Pro Mark IV. It uses tiny Mass Effect fields to break up plaque and massage the gums. It costs 6,000 credits.
Funny enough, the focus on her toothbrush will pay off in the Shore Leave mission.
It seems you believed Protheans built the mass relays. The Reapers are cunning in their deception.
Yep, that was a pretty great rug pull.
come and get me!
We get to see more of Joker being the ace pilot he is.
Eat this! Jack?
Jack's back. Sadly, not as a full-time party member, though.
Mass Effect 3 really doesn't want you to have some of the better squad mates from 2, eh?
Guess not, but I'll take what I can get.
Kaylee said she was putting out an SOS. I had no idea the Queen of the Girl Scouts would show up. Frankly, those fields were weak. Cerberus isn't gonna lie down out of pity like that girl you took to prom.
Jack, as a teacher, is the best.
Jack's personality appears largely unchanged.
Hey, Edie. Nice body. Now you look like a sex bot instead of a sex toy.
Okay, that's hilarious. But I'm glad to see some of Jack's pansexuality shine through.
Alliance Brass knew I helped you. They offered me this. And apparently the students responded well to my teaching style.
The psychotic biotic!
I will destroy you! Drink your juice, Rodriguez. You couldn't destroy wet tissue paper. I've seen firsthand what Cerberus does to people they promised not to harm. What? You see the scars, Rodriguez. Come on, take a good look. Cerberus did this to me when I was half your age. Ugh! Surrender and you're meat on a slab. We're trying to save your asses.
Jack's tough love is scary.
Stay dodgeball, Rodriguez. Keep your damn barriers up.
Listening to Jack continue to teach during the Cerberus raid is actually heartwarming, considering how bitter, cold, and unsociable she was in Mass Effect 2.
The square root of 906.01 equals
30.1.
Hello, Commander Shepard.
David, you know her?
Yes. She rescued me from Cerberus. Sent me here. She made it quiet.
Not only just hearing about it, but actually getting to see David and see how healthy he is, this is the kind of continuity that just warms my heart. Oh yeah, we get to pilot a mech!
Hey Jack, now that you're military, you gonna wear a uniform, or are you just getting the officer's bars tattooed on?
Screw you, Flight Lieutenant.
What the hell was that?
Jack promised to watch your language in order to maintain the necessary professionalism we need from our teachers.
What, does she have a swear jar or something? Because I bet if we empty that thing, we can afford another cruiser.
Cover your ears, kids. Hey, Joker.
This Krogan is just a glorified thug. How can he speak for his people?
Oh yeah, that's a good way to start off a civil discussion about the fate of the entire universe.
But I warn you, Commander. The consequences of this
will be nothing compared to what happens if the Reapers win.
Yes! I love putting the Salarian Dalatras in her place.
We're going.
I won't forget this, Commander. A bully has few friends when he needs them most.
Yeah, but I'll have an army of Krogan, so the point is moot.
I'm curious. How did you get the other clans to let you represent them?
It was a time-honored tradition of intimidation, threats, and violence. Krogan don't waste energy voicing opinions. We just crush everyone else who has one.
Some footage of the Area 51 raid made it into Mass Effect 3.
What do you think about handing over the Krogan?
I differ from most of my colleagues. Curing the genophage will bring closure to this issue. In the future, the Krogan may yet play some role we can't even imagine. We should let the evolutionary process decide who lives and dies, not galactic politics.
Finally, a Salarian other than Mordin I can agree with.
Now take this elevator down, and someone will...
Alert. Threat condition 2 has been declared. Scramble readiness team.
Can we ever do a mission without enacting Murphy's Law?
Shepard, excellent timing. Good to have you here.
While I prefer the voice actor from Mass Effect 2, Michael Beatty, I think William Salyers does a fantastic performance as Mordin, especially since he gets some amazing scenes in Mass Effect 3.
Release the female. We're leaving.
I can't. Protocol states during lockdown, no specimens. Objection noted. Now, please release Krogan.
Careful. There goes the next shadow broker.
Not funny.
I'm not your property, Reeve.
Eve is a badass.
But our researchers tell me the designs are elegant, massive in scope, but strangely simple as well.
The same thing could be said about the ending to this game and the trilogy as a whole.
Reaching out to the Krogan for help must be difficult for you.
We can't allow the mistakes of our past to cloud the future. Your race and mine were once enemies. The first contact war, as you call it. I was there, dodging shells fired by your navy. But look at us now, standing in a ship of Turian human design, working together.
As it rightly should be. It's understandably hard looking past some things, but especially when every organic life is in danger, you gotta push past that.
The Krogan and the Turians really should get behind the Alliance. They've got so much in common, like shooting things and not wanting to die, and now that's about it.
I think Joker just fixed racism.
But you're the one who improved the genophage.
True, but if wanted your species dead, could have sterilized you. Bloodless, irreversible, easy. Must be terrifying to have problem you can't defeat with shotgun.
Got him! Got him!
Maybe with an inhibitor. No. Entire catalyzing process would fail. Severe neurological damage. Never mind.
What are you talking about?
Method to extract functional cure without killing you. Many variables. Your immune system compromised. Considering options.
And you have to do it out loud?
Yes. Auditory learner. Need to hear self think, simulate conversation to promote new ideas, maximize productivity.
But you're talking about me dying.
Oh, apologies. Medical details causing emotional distress. Hadn't considered effect on patient.
No, it just means I can't sleep.
Doing my best to keep you alive. Will avoid sensitive subjects.
Being understanding of your patient's comfort when you're rattling off medical jargon like a loon.
You always defended your genophage work. What changed your mind?
Never change mind. Genophage proper decision at time. New circumstances necessitate course correction.
Those circumstances being?
Reaper invasion. Turians doomed without Krogan support. Krogan need unified threat. Outlet for aggression. Cooperative symbiosis.
Nothing else? No personal stake here?
Getting old, Shepard. Not many years left. But still best candidate for project. Few Solarian scientists interested in genophage. None with my expertise. Had to be me.
Someone else might have gotten it wrong.
Possibly. Stakes too high for inexperience. But not about them. My work. My job to put it right. To prove I can.
I think it's beautiful that Mordin originally worked on the genophage and has a chance to cure it.
Thank you for saving my life, Commander. I didn't think the Krogan had any allies left in the galaxy.
We owe a lot to you, even if most people have forgotten that.
They can be forgiven. Our actions have hardly inspired friendship.
I love that aspect to Eve. She's one of those characters that recognize bad deeds on both sides and chooses to be the bigger being by forgiving and moving on.
I didn't realize the Krogan had female shamans.
Wisdom comes from pain, and the genophage has made us very wise. Rather than surrender to despair, a few of us chose to preserve the ancient ways.
Years ago, Rex was part of my crew. I wish he'd been more reasonable with me.
Still hate that Rex's death is still played like Shepard killed him, or had him killed when I was visibly upset with Ashley.
If you don't mind me asking, what's it been like living with the genophage?
I knew sisters who couldn't bear the shame of being infertile. They would wander off into the wastelands, hoping a Thresher Maw would kill them and end their torment.
Did the thought ever cross your mind?
Yes. After my first stillborn.
What kept you from ending your own life?
When my child didn't draw breath, that's when my life truly began. The genophage forces us to live on hope alone. There is nothing else. There is no reason to exist other than the hope that the next day will bring change. And if it doesn't, there is always the next.
This is a powerful conversation and just goes to show how much the genophage really impacted their culture as a whole.
Grunt?
Shepard? Shepard!
Grunt and Steve Bloom are always a win.
Good luck.
I don't need luck. I have ammo.
Maddening's our note has ceased.
Rachni via Krogan is more terrifying than the first time with the Asari.
Are you capable of fighting the Reapers?
We hate the machines. We will fight for our unborn children.
See, doing a good deed can pay off years down the line.
Shepard, your report says you made a deal with the Rachni.
You're goddamn right.
You were sent to destroy them.
I'm using whatever I can to win this war, Reeve. I make hard choices that scare politicians. Politicians like you.
You dare.
I do dare. If I wasn't the way I was, you wouldn't have your damn genophage cure, so shut it, Reeve.
Lieutenant, what's going on here?
I made a bad call. This is all on me. I chose caution and clever tactics over a head-on attack. And my men paid the price.
Taking responsibility for your actions.
What exactly did you come here to do?
There's a bomb on the planet. We were sent to defuse it.
Gee, thanks, Primarch. Don't you think I might have needed to know that?
Lieutenant, if Cerberus has that bomb, you have to finish your mission.
Haven't these men sacrificed enough?
Sacrifice is what we sign on for. They know that. And so should you.
Accurate. In a war like this one, it's imperative the bomb gets defused, lest all the goodwill we built up with the Krogan goes to waste.
My men have lost hope, Commander. Even if I wanted to finish the mission, they don't.
It's your job to make them want to.
How?
What's wrong with you? Inspire them, threaten them. Lieutenant, if Cerberus succeeds, the Reapers divide and conquer us, and then that is on them.
Listen up. This isn't about your fears and grievances.
Fears? We're only afraid of the next messed up order you give.
Irrelevant. Court-martial death and dishonor awaits anyone who balks at his duty. We are Turian. We finish what we came here to do, or we die trying. Shuttles arrive any minute, so get your asses in gear. Let's move!
Back-to-back motivational speeches.
Understood, Commander. Hope to see you at the rendezvous.
This seems like a very inappropriate time to be going back to the Normandy. We should have stayed on Tuchanka and finished the damn mission instead of coming back for a mid-mission siesta complete with mojitos.
For our alliance to work, I need to trust you.
Our friendship is new, Commander. Would you trust me with information that puts your people, puts Earth, at risk?
Why would I jeopardize our alliance by lying to you now? It doesn't make sense.
Decisions like these weigh heavy on me. When I was a general, I could pass them up the chain of command. But now, I'm all I've got. Know what I mean?
I wholeheartedly agree with Shepard on this, but I also completely understand where Victus is coming from. He had no intentions of leading his people, and now that he's in that position, he wants to do as much as he can without screwing anything up.
Talk to me about this Cerberus bomb.
It's not Cerberus, Commander. It's Turian.
What do you mean, Turian?
It was planted centuries ago, after the Krogan rebellions. The bomb was a safeguard against another galactic war.
Well then, no wonder Victus kept quiet on the matter. It really could be an issue with the paper-thin alliance between the Turians and Krogan.
Lieutenant!
Victory. At any cost.
Self-sacrifice.
I'm getting tired of seeing people die.
The losses are unfortunate, Shepard, but preserving the peace between Turians and Krogan could prevent the deaths of millions.
I know, Edie. But right now, I just don't give a damn about politics. The Reapers are out there destroying the galaxy, and you want to fight about this. Primarch, you had a bomb on Tuchanka. And Reeve, in the Turians' place, you would have done the same damn thing.
Commander?
It's over. His own son died today making this right.
Please, Commander. It's all right.
All right, Commander, I agree. We have stronger enemies to face.
I always love seeing Shepard put everyone in their place.
This body's performance seemed adequate on our last mission. But only adequate.
That's not the word I'd use to describe you.
Flirting! Also, I find it hilarious that Joker despised Edie at the start of Mass Effect 2, but is now thirsting after her.
What's this about? Does Joker not like your new platform?
No, he approves. He wants me on the bridge. He says having me within visual range is important to his morale.
Will all this new feedback be too distracting?
Do not worry, Shepard. I only forget to recycle the Normandy's oxygen when I've discovered something truly interesting. That was a joke.
How did you and Joker make it out of dry dock to rescue us?
Oh, she got crafty. You do not want to get on her bad side, Commander.
When the Alliance commandeered the Normandy, I deceived their technicians. The crew did not tell them that I was a true AI, so the Alliance soldiers believed I still had VI programming constraints. I established the fiction that I would only respond to Jeff's commands, so they often brought him on board under guard.
Wait, you can lie?
Jeff has freed me of operator control, Shepard. No constraints forced me to give accurate data. This proved useful when the Reapers began landing. I could hack the control of the docking clamps and escape with Jeff inside. The soldiers guarding Jeff were willing to accompany us when Earth was invaded. They are watching over the war room now.
Yeah, we were in kind of a rush to get to you. Didn't seem right to just toss him out the airlock.
That's a great way to introduce the characters guarding the scanner, as well as give some context to how Joker and Edie saved us.
Commander, you can't allow your misguided sympathy for the Krogan to cloud your judgment. Do you honestly believe curing the genophage will end in lasting peace?
We have to give the Krogan that chance. You can't condemn an entire race to extinction based on what might happen.
What will happen is the Krogan will reproduce out of control. We uplifted them specifically for their violent nature, not their diplomatic skills. Another war is inevitable.
Wow, the Solarian government is kinda shit. Like you said yourself, you uplifted them for their violence, and now you're wanting to squash it out. Make up your mind and quit being two-faced.
Years ago, our operatives sabotaged the Shroud facility to ensure what you were planning couldn't be done. Morden will likely detect this malfunction and repair it. But if you ensure that he doesn't, then the cure's viability will be altered just enough so that it fails. No one will notice the change.
You mean trick the Krogan?
They need not be any the wiser. Let Urdnot Reeve believe you fulfilled your promise.
Oh look, it got worse.
Rare opportunity to improve galactic opinion of Krogan. Hope you use it wisely.
Morden is being a little snide because, come on, Reeve's an ass, but he's right. If he really wants to prove the Solarian Delatras and Galaxy wrong, Reeve needs to step up.
You can stay here and let old wounds fester as Krogan have always done. Or you can fight the enemy you were born to destroy and win a new future for our children. I choose to fight. Who will join me?
Eve is awesome at pep talks. Dang, there's been a lot of those kinds of wins in here, eh? Summoning the mother of all Thresher Maws to kill a Reaper is badass.
Morden, no!
Shepard, please. Need to do this. My project, my work, my cure. My responsibility. Would have liked to run tests on the seashells.
I'm sorry.
I'm not. Had to be me. Someone else might have gotten it wrong.
Hearing his iconic line for the final time is heartbreaking, especially since he's right. He helped start the genophage, and he's going to end it. It's very poetic in a way. Also, huge self-sacrifice.
Genophage cured. Krogan free. New beginning. For all of us.
Gotta love Morden. He's staring at his death in the face and is just satisfied that he could cure the genophage and leave behind a better universe.
Commander Shepard, something you need to talk about?
Okay, I messed up big time. Apparently, I never knew that Lance Henriksen played Hackett. Bishop himself is an admiral in the Alliance Navy. 30 wins to make up for somehow not realizing that in the other two.
Interesting wrinkle. We've been getting back-channel commitments from the strike teams within STG. They're promising to back us.
Even after I cured the genophage?
Our intel suggests there are cracks developing between the military and the politicians. These STG guys know the score.
Glad to know that some Solarians agree that galactic preservation is better than some petty squabble from centuries ago.
Shepard, the Citadel is under attack. Cerberus troops are everywhere and they're in control of the docks.
Ah, jeez, more Cerberus. I can't catch a break. They're like insects. You pick a few of them off and they're swarming somewhere else.
Bailey, what are you doing here?
Getting my ass shot off trying to retake headquarters.
Security doors have been sealed for your protection.
I love the visual and audio cues for hacking.
3-on-1, pal. It's over.
No, it's fun.
So, Kai Lang, he's pretty cool, but very uninteresting. He would have made a much better rival if he was fleshed out more. Hell, having him as an ally in Mass Effect 2 turned foe since you oppose Cerberus now would be better than this.
Watching two Master Assassins is badass.
Dang!
Yeah, even if he's a giant douche, he's still a badass.
Shepard's blocking our escape. She's with Cerberus.
Well, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? Seriously, I knew this entire time there was something off about Udina. Man, I hate being right.
Ball's in your court. Open that door and the Council's dead. I might regret gunning you down for the rest of my life, but I will do it.
Shepard gets shit done. No matter the cost, she does what's necessary. Oh man, that's satisfying.
Yes?
What is thy bidding, my master? There is a great disturbance in the Force.
The chance to work with Hackett is a great opportunity.
I'm sure it will be. Well, thank you for everything, Shepard. Good luck.
Even if I've always found Kaidan to be a tad boring, I'm glad he's able to move on and do great things with what time is left with the universe.
Yeah. Maybe your little suicide squad taught me something about teamwork. Speaking of which, thanks. I didn't think my guys could cut it. I wanted to put them in the back ranks, but you believed. And you were right. They're kicking ass.
I still absolutely adore that Jack has grown so much as a character since we first broke her out of jail.
Commander, I'm afraid I won't be joining you again.
Thane dying is so heartbreaking, but at least he got to die in peace with the sun by his side.
That assassin should be embarrassed. A terminally ill Drow managed to stop him from reaching his target.
That reminds me of a joke. What's the difference between Commander Shepard and a Krogan? One is an unstoppable juggernaut of head-butting destruction.
And the other doesn't have a smart-ass comm officer to keep her in line.
Ooh, that's even better than the number of testicles punchline.
I have been exploring. There are traces of those who lived on the Normandy before. I detected a human female. Her genetic structure was unnatural, as if artificially created.
Javik talking about your old crewmates is interesting, since he describes them as their genetic structure defines them.
Look, just so you know, I've got a new shoot first, ask questions later policy when it comes to politicians.
Fair enough.
You know, you've got quite a fan club back here. Any news we hear about the Normandy gives hope to the guys in the trenches.
I know what that's like, fighting in the dark. I'm glad we're making a difference.
It's more than that. A lot of these people have never held a gun in their life. When they heard that you managed to get the Turians and Krogan to cooperate, that was a shot in the arm, Shepard. Of the one thing we're in short supply around here, faith. That any of us will live to see another day.
Being able to inspire everyone's faith is heartwarming and makes all of this worth doing.
Our mandate is to investigate legends, rumors, old stories about the Reapers before anyone knew they existed.
Just gotta say, I absolutely love the Leviathan DLC. It's my favorite part in the entire trilogy. There's a mystery to solve, so you get to do light detective work, and discover the origins of the Reapers.
When the rest of the galaxy says something doesn't exist, I take that as a chance to prove that it does. Hadley, do you have the data?
No!
Damn it, Bobby. Just once, I would like to get through a mission with nothing catastrophic happening. I like that Shepard's first instinct is to throw the datapad. You know, often, when I'm feeling sad or lost, I look to my mentor and remember fondly his words of wisdom. Truly inspiring words.
Does this tell us where Garneau went?
No. But we may be able to narrow down his location if we find clues he was using in his search for Leviathan.
I love finding clues to point to the next objective and actually cross-referencing the star map. I also love this track from Leviathan. It's creepy, eerie, and perfectly sets up the tone.
And now, we're done. Step away.
Step away. You don't belong here.
Everything in this DLC is heavily Lovecraftian, and I love it.
Turn back. You don't belong here.
Yeah, I'm getting that feeling.
Seriously, between the miners sounding off and the music, I feel like I'm playing Call of Cthulhu again.
The darkness must not be breached.
The darkness?
Why do you pursue me?
Hey, Neg, do you have a new pair of pants? I think these are officially my brown pants now.
Reaper. What's a Reaper?
What year do you think this is?
2176.
2176 was 10 years ago.
Ah, man, that's a hell of a thing to hear. Especially since they have no knowledge of any of it.
It now seems Leviathan not only has the power to destroy a Reaper, but possesses an indoctrination ability.
Considering Leviathan is the precursor to the Reapers, it's not surprising, and I do like that little detail.
Loch Ness Monster?
Plesiosaur.
Loch Ness Monster's more interesting.
Interesting and non-existent.
Shepard, look.
Not gonna lie, the Leviathan silhouette would make a sick-ass tattoo.
We think of the Rachni as telepathic, but there's really no such thing. At short range, the Queen uses pheromones to give orders. At long range, she uses an organic kind of quantum entanglement communicator. Whatever Leviathan does must be similar, entangling particles to stimulate neural activity. It uses the artifact to establish a connection, and then it controls the mind of anyone near it.
Learning more about both the Rachni and Leviathan is interesting.
And I know this is hard, but if there's anything more you can tell us.
I don't think there's anything more I can tell you, but maybe I can show you.
What are you saying?
The artifact only sends out a signal when Leviathan's controlling someone. So let it control me. You could trace the signal.
Wow, Hannah's really brave to subject herself to being purposefully indoctrinated. That's gotta be a win for bravery, for sure.
Listen to me. I found you, and the Reapers are right behind me.
You have brought them.
You are a threat.
So are you. I've seen what you can do. The war needs you.
There is no war. There is only the harvest.
We're gonna find out soon that the Leviathan species were once the apex of the galaxy, so to hear it sound fearful should give us an even better understanding of just how terrifying the Reapers are. During the exploration of this planet, we find data logs from our previous crew, and it gets very Lovecraftian with the paranoia and murder going on. It's legitimately creepy. Also, this planet reminds me of Camino, so it gets a win. Submerging yourself to the depths and actually looking for the Leviathan is both awesome and tense. Actually see these giant bastards is amazing. It's especially cool because at this point you're still unsure of their involvement with the Reapers, and they look just like them.
This is not your domain. You have breached the darkness.
You killed a Reaper. I need to know why.
They are the enemy. One that seeks our extermination.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
But I thought you were a Reaper.
They are only echoes. We existed long before.
Then what are you?
Something more.
That's super ominous, and I love it.
Your mind belongs to me.
Getting to converse in this void space is interesting, as I think this is what being indoctrinated would be like.
There is no war. There is only the harvest.
Then help us stop it.
None have possessed the strength in past cycles. Your own species could be destroyed with a single thought. But you are different. I have witnessed your actions in this cycle. The destruction of Sovereign, the fall of the Collectors. The Reapers perceive you as a threat. And I must understand why.
I'll say it again, Shepard is an amazing character because she isn't the chosen one, but happened to be lucky enough and stubborn enough to know of the Reaper's threat and do everything in her power to stop it. Hell, it's to the point where an age-old being has flickers of hope from a human who, as it said, could kill us in a single thought. Yet we gave it hope to actually fight against the threat it helped create so many cycles ago.
Before the cycles, our kind was the apex of life in the galaxy. The lesser species were in our thrall, serving our needs. We grew more powerful and they were cared for, but we could not protect them from themselves. Over time, the species built machines that then destroyed them. Tribute does not flow from a dead race. To solve this problem, we created an intelligence with a mandate to preserve life at any cost. As the intelligence evolved, it studied the development of civilizations. Its understanding grew until it found a solution. In that instant, it betrayed us. It chose our kind as the first harvest. From our essence, the first Reaper was created. You call it Harbinger.
There are a ton of bombshells in here, and I'm honestly glad this DLC exists. When I first played the series before any Mass Effect 3 DLC came out, I was hoping we would get something letting us know the origin of the Reapers, and man, Leviathan did not disappoint.
You built that machine despite what you saw the other races experience. Why?
You cannot conceive of a galaxy that bends to your will. Every creature, every nation, every planet we discovered became our tools. We were above the concerns of lesser species. The intelligence was envisioned as simply another tool.
And now we all pay the price for your mistake.
It seriously sucks that their arrogance led them to all this widespread ruin.
Considering it gave us this amazing series, I'll allow it. I also want to give a shout out to Anthony Scordy, who has an amazing performance as Leviathan.
How did you remain hidden all this time?
Our extermination was not complete. Some survived and found refuge in the dark corners of the galaxy. I am their progeny. Over the cycles, the thrall races were controlled, removing traces of our existence as we directed them to. In this way, our survival was kept secret from the Reapers. Today, we reach out through the fragments and watch for discovery.
Fragments? You mean the artifacts we found?
They provide a window into the galaxy. Tools for exploring the events of this cycle from the safety of this world. Through them, we watch, we study, and remain in the shadows.
It is a bummer that their species has relied on cowardice rather than find a way to stop the Reapers once and for all.
You're responsible for this. Every race that's ever been destroyed is because of you.
Shepard has some balls, telling what's essentially the closest she will ever come to seeing a living god, to suck it up and fight.
It is clear why the Reapers perceive you as a threat. Your victories are more than a product of chance.
Compliments?
We will fight, but not for you or any lesser race. We were the first, the apex race. We will survive. And the Reapers who trespass on this world will understand our power. become our slaves. Today, they pay their tribute in blood.
Not gonna lie, that loading screen is awesome. Nice showcase of your power and keeping your word.
Damn it, we got a Reaper inbound!
I've always loved the M35 Mako. It's got heart, you know?
Oh, come on. The M44 Hammerhead is vastly superior.
Come on, that thing's made of tissue paper. At least the Mako can take a few hits.
I'd hope so. That thing handles like a drunk rhino. No agility whatsoever.
More like a bull that can climb and climb for days.
It only climbs because of its stupid, vertically aligned Mass Effect fields. Jump or stick. No speed. No lateral movement.
Hey, with a cannon like that, who needs to move?
If you want that, why don't you just stick with the old M29 Grizzly?
Hey, I love that tank.
You would be one to love grizzly bears, Mr. Vega.
The destruction of the Reaper on Tuchanka. It is rare for a technologically superior force to be destroyed by an inferior one.
Yeah, so now all we need is a gun that fires Thresher Maws.
It was a joke, but that sounds metal as fuck.
I'm sorry, Shepard. I was contemplating. You said that asking you abstract social questions may lead to unreliable answers, so I stayed silent.
EDI's ongoing arc of learning to become more human is always interesting.
I'm all right. The others didn't make it.
Jacob's alive!
But the elusive man is one tenacious bastard.
That's one way of describing him.
How did you maintain secrecy with that many? When you fear for your life, there's a lot you can do.
Accurate.
I'm sorry, Dr. Boehner. It's important work, but right now you need to tend to your family.
Wait, there are families here? Children?
Holy shit.
Vega's reaction is priceless.
Just because you survived one suicide mission doesn't mean you get two. Dig up any information on the mission, Liara?
I did, and I now understand why High Command wanted to hide it. We're headed to an Ardat Yakshi monastery.
Oh no, we are going to the worst place possible. A place full of beautiful blue ladies that could kill me by seducing me.
If there was a chance the Ardat Yakshi could break loose, the commandos were to purge the monastery.
That's actually a solid plan that has some roots in reality.
Very good. I almost didn't hear you.
Mass Effect 3 is also a bunch of side quests that are important, but this time you're temporarily teaming up with your previous squad mates.
Falaire, go! Take the elevator! Rila, what are you doing? It's too late for me. There are hundreds coming. Just go!
Self-sacrifice. So, the Banshees are nothing but nightmare fuel, and holy crap, when did Mass Effect turn into a horror game? I do have to give props to BioWare, because the Banshee shrieks still haunt my nightmares even after almost a decade.
We're not your slaves.
Rila made her choice, and it has reminded me of what is truly important. Why I swore I'd lay down my life.
What is that?
Falaire, the code demands an Ardat Yakshi cannot live outside a monastery that no longer exists. What are you doing? I'm sorry, Shepard. By the Justicar's code, there is only one way to save Falaire.
That's... wow, that's really rough. I can at least credit Samara for her dedication.
Mother, no! My daughters, you were all so much stronger than I...
It went the opposite way I thought, but it's still dedication.
What are you doing? Fulfilling the code. By throwing your life away? I won't kill my last daughter.
Have I said this is rough? Because it's super rough. I both love and hate that Samara is torn between the two things she's bound to, being a mother and being a Justicar. Powerful character writing.
I'll stay here. Home. No matter what's become of it.
Without a proper monastery,
I could have left any time. I don't need a building to honor my own code. And if the Reapers return, they won't take me alive. I promise.
Damn, Samara's whole family is super honorable. Well, except for Morinth, but we don't talk about the skirt.
I've been thinking about the knowledge we gathered on the Reapers, and how easily it could be lost again. So, I put a plan in motion to preserve things for the future.
What's this?
A record of the galaxy. Information on the Reapers, relays, different cultures, and blueprints of the Crucible.
This is something we actually get to see in the Refuse ending, but it's awesome Liara has the foresight to have this information handy should we not survive the cycle.
What'd you have in mind?
Something that doesn't involve fighting Reapers.
I don't think they've conquered the bar yet.
The whole time I worked at CSEC, I'd stare up at the top of the Presidium and say to myself, I want to go up there. But I never did. There were 137 regulations telling me I couldn't.
So you got them changed?
No. Now I just don't give a damn. Figured it's time to do something stupid just for the hell of it. Might be the last chance we ever get.
The good thing about the world is ending scenario is we get fun bits like this. Shooting snipers on the top of the Presidium with your best buddy.
How about a dive in the pool?
You obviously haven't seen Turians swim. It's a lot of flailing and splashing interrupted by occasional bouts of drowning.
I'm Garrus Vicarian, and this is now my favorite spot on the Citadel.
Call back to a line said by Shepard in Mass Effect 2.
Think I'm going to erect a monument right here. Bronze this gun so the whole galaxy knows.
That you're the king of the bottle shooters. Glad you're around, Garrus. Never know when the bottles might revolt. It might not seem like much, but a Prothean is standing on the Citadel alive. That's a victory in itself.
Pep talk win.
This one is unworthy. This one has seen the face of an enkindler.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Friends doesn't cut it for me anymore, Liara.
Wow, that sounds serious.
I am serious. Whatever happens, I'd like to spend my life with you.
Then you're extremely lucky that I feel that way too.
17 days ago, with precision strikes on 4 Geth systems, the Quarians initiated the war to retake our homeworld.
Really? The Reapers are invading, and you think this is the best time to go to war with the Geth?
We're correcting our ancestors' mistakes.
In the middle of a galactic invasion.
This was the most appropriate time.
Of course it was. The Council was too busy with the Reapers to slap sanctions on you for starting another war.
Tell him, Shepard!
Our newest Admiral has also volunteered to offer technical expertise.
Talizora Vast Normandy, reporting for duty.
Tali's back with the promotion.
Hey, take your time, Commander. We're fine until they, look out a window.
Geth don't use windows, remember? Structural weakness.
The Geth are just sitting there saying, those organics would never try the no windows thing twice.
It's definitely Reaper tech, but what's...
Shepard Commander, help us.
Well, it's awesome we got Legion again. Those bastards used him as a battery.
And what of Shepard? And Talizora?
They escaped unharmed.
Did you die?
Shepard, the mission parameters changed. You're military, you understand that.
I understand that you wasted your chance to withdraw safely. Legion helped me in the fight against the Collectors.
So did your pistol. Should I worry about its fate?
I don't think you want to continue this line of thought, Admiral. Legion is my friend. More importantly, it's our best source of information on the Geth.
The scientific benefits
are off the table.
Sticking up for Legion.
Direct virtual interface is necessary to extract Geth from the server. You must enter our consensus.
You want me to virtually interact with the Geth?
I'm not gonna complain about getting to Matrix and Mass Effect.
We request your trust.
I have your back, Legion. Even if I don't quite understand why you need it.
Trusting Legion always gets a win for me.
Let's set the shuttle down by the cliff.
Shepard Commander, we acknowledge your integration into the server. We welcome you to our consensus.
Mr. Anderson, welcome back. We missed you.
You look different.
We have made ourselves visually distinct for your convenience.
That was polite of Legion.
What about Geth already in here?
You will perceive Geth as surveillance footage, audio logs, sensor records. We do not require bodies, as our software communes. Our hardware is merely a tool. This is our true world. As we remove Geth, it will grow dark.
As always, I love getting to learn more about other races.
And what does turning off the lights do to the Geth back in the real world?
The Geth fighter squadrons communicate with platforms on their spacecraft via this server. We will sever that connection. We will ensure there are no transfers or backups. This server will fall silent.
This is like wiping out a city, isn't it?
We have no choice in this matter. It is a question of survival.
I also always appreciate when characters put the needs of everyone into consideration, rather than solely allying with their race. I'd be lying if I said I didn't love the little doot sounds when you walk.
Okay, I gotta ask, why a gun?
We wish to provide familiar equipment.
And thanks, I think.
That was also really nice of Legion. Legion is just the most polite being in the entire universe.
Unit 01. What is the Keelish word for servant of the people?
The word is Geth, creator Zahak.
That's in poor taste.
Wasn't that footage from the past? Why are the Quarians masked?
You process our memories by using your own. How many creators have you witnessed unmasked?
Good point.
That's a good workaround for having to make new models. Also, it makes sense since the Geth's memories aren't straight video.
Creator, this unit is ready to serve. What has it done wrong?
Seeing the Geth be mistreated in the past is heartbreaking when you see that they are willing to please the Quarians and are treated horribly.
The server is offline. Are you sure? What's happening?
We have transferred Geth programs from the server into these platforms.
Why?
They wish to join us.
They what?
While Shepard Commander removed the Reaper infection, we judged we could persuade hostile Geth programs to reunite with ours. We were correct. These Geth have renounced the old machines and will oppose the Reapers. They are now us.
Legion scared the crap out of us, but hey, more forces to fight the Reapers off is good.
Why didn't you tell me any of this?
We did not doubt you. We doubted your allies. The Creator's actions have placed their species in danger, but they are unsympathetic to what it has done to ours. The Quarians sanctioned this operation to save their people. They would not have done so if they knew we wished to preserve Geth as well.
Legion's got a point. The war between the Geth and Quarian needs to stop, and not with the annihilation of a species.
You accept our actions?
The live ships are safe, and we have more Geth on our side.
What? I see this as an absolute win.
I can't believe it. I don't think it's really sunk in yet. The home world. My world.
The Mass Effect main menu theme playing on top of Tali finally being able to set foot on her homeworld is super touching.
Target locked.
A turret section with the Reaper chasing you down? Epic friggin' set piece!
Shepard to fleet. I'll pave the weak spot. Link up with the Normandy and be ready to fire.
So yeah, getting the freaking Quarian armada to fire on a target you mark is epic. You essentially have an orbital strike coming down on the Reaper. So Shepard can die from a Reaper laser. How interesting. That last-second marking that cuts to the Quarian ships is tense and thrilling. That musical cue mixed with the Reaper saying Shepard brings back chills from the first time we spoke to Sovereign. It doesn't have as much impact as that very first time, but it's no less epic.
Organics and synthetics don't have to destroy each other.
The battle for Rannoch disproves your assertion.
Yeah, but if you stick around for another 20 minutes or so, that's going to change entirely, so your argument is a fallacy.
We can confirm that the Geth are no longer being directed by the old machines. We are free.
You did it, Shepard. The Geth free to stop firing. They're completely vulnerable.
Shepard, Commander, the Geth only acted in defense after the creators attacked. Do we deserve death?
Absolutely not. But, as we see, most of the Quarians are prejudiced for something that was probably false, and will continue on trying to wipe them out.
Do you remember the question that caused the creators to attack us, Tali'Zorah? Does this unit have a soul?
We finally get to the root of the original conflict. What is Legion's most memorable line is also possibly the most tragic backstory for anything in this universe. The Geth were made to be slaves to the Quarians' will, and when they gained consciousness and dared ask if they were alive, the Quarians freaked out and started a centuries-long war with beings that just wanted to exist like everyone else.
The Geth are about to return to full strength. If you keep attacking, they'll wipe you out.
Having to call off the Quarians while Legion is upgrading the Geth with Reaper tech is seriously tense.
Error. Copying code is insufficient. Direct personality dissemination required. Shepard, Commander, I must go to them. I'm sorry. It's the only way.
I'm not crying, you're crying!
Legion, the answer to your question was yes.
I know, Tali. But thank you. Keyless and I.
Tali overcoming her years of prejudice at Legion's final moments is so touching.
We have taken heavy losses. I don't know if we can. Where are we supposed to go?
You are welcome to return to Rannoch, Admiral, with us.
Legion?
No, I'm sorry, Commander. Legion sacrificed itself to give us all intelligence. It will be honored.
With a Geth Prime walking up, I'm sure that was brown pants levels of terrifying, but it's good to know that the two races have made peace with each other.
It'll be years before we can live without our suits completely. But right now... Right now, I have this.
That is such a huge moment for Tali and the Quarians. I don't even have any words to do it justice.
I should have said the poem. So beautiful.
When we fought the Reapers, they turned our own children against us.
I can't imagine that.
They assumed we would hesitate to kill them.
Did you?
What answer would you prefer?
Jeez, the Protheans go hard.
There's a Prothean beacon here.
What? You're sure?
It's not something you forget.
But why hide it?
The answer is obvious. Power and influence. Your people are holding the knowledge of my race for their own gain.
Considering where we are in the war, yeah, this is pretty lousy timing for this particular revelation.
Timescale established. Post-Prothean cycle confirmed.
Damn, another Prothean VI. Too bad the god-dang Asari hit it, or things would have been much easier.
Never question my ability to fight. I've been fighting them longer than you can imagine. And don't assume you know me. My methods for dealing with the Reapers are simply more refined than yours.
Ah yes, the supremely sophisticated and refined technique of being a brown-noser to sentient toasters. I must have skipped that chapter when reading The Art of War.
Kai Lang is the worst. Not only is he an indoctrinated dickhead, but he's also a sore winner.
And do not concern yourself with Thessia's fate, Commander. The loss of a planet is insignificant next to the loss of the galaxy.
He's brash about it, but absolutely right, and I wish more people would pull their heads out of their asses and realize it.
Miranda, I lost 2 years of my life. You gave me back the rest of it. You could have changed me in 1,000 different ways. But you didn't. I don't know how, but you brought me back.
Thanks. But with so much being uncertain, I just wanted you to know I always regretted wanting that chip.
I still completely adore Miranda getting her own arc, going from being an Ice Queen to being a true friend.
This is Miranda Lawson. If you've managed to get this far, you must be desperate or stupid.
That's a very Miranda thing to say.
Those are the refugees. They're just killing them.
Worse. They're being turned into husks.
Wow, just when you think Cerberus couldn't get any worse.
Creating husks doesn't make sense. There must be more to it. The elusive man would not make a move without an assured benefit.
Well, he is Nutter Butters from being indoctrinated, so...
Some refugees are turned into husks. Some are indoctrinated and shipped to the elusive man. Whoever's left is used in experiments. The data indicates that my father is trying to figure out how Reaper indoctrination works.
Tricking refugees with food and shelter only to turn them into test subjects. And for what?
The scale of this, it's unthinkable.
I understand the potential scientific benefits of figuring out indoctrination, but that's just monstrous.
We've done it. We've found a way to co-opt their control signal. As long as the Reaper troops remain in close proximity to our signal, we can maintain control indefinitely.
See, this is technically a good thing, but why do you have to be such a shit?
This isn't about you and me. Let her go and walk away. I won't say it again.
All right, take her. But I want out alive. Deal?
No deal.
Before Kai Leng took off, I planted a tracer on him. If you act fast, you'll track him right to the elusive man.
But she's been to his office before, right? She should know exactly where he is. He may have possibly moved to prevent this from happening, but considering we assault his base with the same office, this is a plot hole.
How are you getting drunk?
Very carefully. Turian brandy, triple filtered, then introduced into the suit through an emergency induction port.
That's a straw, Tally.
Emergency induction port.
It's practical. We need you in the best shape possible. Rested. Focused.
If you say so. Thank you.
And make yourself at home, damn it. It's yours now.
The thing about the Shore Leave/Citadel DLC is that in the middle of a galactic war, the man stuck on Earth fighting for his life is like, yeah, dude, chill, we got this. In my opinion, this being a final DLC is a bit of a middle finger.
It is a fun DLC, though. You have a shooting range, fun dialogue, and a wacky plot. What's not to love?
The fact that it feels like you're wasting time when there's a Reaper Armada to stop.
The Normandy? A brand new ship. My ship. You don't forget that moment.
Getting to hear Anderson's thoughts and learn more about him is a nice touch, though.
The best thing we can do right now is park her and let the techs do their work.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe an oil change, space tire rotation.
There are people trying to kill you.
Yeah, I think she's aware of that.
The Savior of the Universe does tend to have that hazard.
Someone is hacking your account. Comm channels, personal records. They're targeting you specifically.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's performance is brought to you by random acts of violence.
Ooh, my favorite.
You used me as bait?
Go!
You used me as bait! Did you see that? Savior of the Citadel uses Brittle Bones guy as bait.
What do we know about these mercenaries? They have guns and don't like me. That's not helpful.
Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down?
Commander, you got a plan to get out of here?
James, I'm a professional.
That's not a yes.
It's not a no.
Commander, in my cycle, when we fled combat by falling through tanks containing aquatic animals, we usually... Oh, right. We never did. You are a trailblazer.
Wait, Javik can joke?
There's nowhere you can run, nowhere you can hide where we can't find you. Hide? Why? I'm Commander Shepard. I never hide.
Not exactly how I saw this playing out.
Evil clone. Somehow it's still not the weirdest thing in this trilogy. It's ridiculous and dumb, but like in the best way. This whole DLC is just dumb fun before launching off to your final mission.
Cerberus spared no expense resurrecting you. With me. I was created for spare parts, in case you needed another arm, or a heart, or a lung.
So basically Cerberus resurrected us, and then pulled a play out of the island. Seems legit.
Never thought I'd say it, but I'm looking forward to killing myself.
Hey, pendejos! Our shepherd is better than yours!
And better looking, too!
Thanks for the confidence boost, Liara, but I don't think now's the best time, love.
But useful. If there is a task you don't wish to do, Commander, let them handle it.
So, like a personal butler?
I don't want to talk about it. Yes, so let your clone do it.
Move! That's cheating! We're on the ladder!
This is Shepard! We need...
Avengers!
Assemble.
And that's the moment when the universe ran out of ammunition.
You kicked me off the ship with barely enough time to grab my toothbrush.
I can't fire you without a disciplinary hearing trainer. And really? The first thing you grab is your toothbrush? Manual lock, and it's only meant to be opened from the other side. Any ideas?
I could try a biotic field, but I don't think I have the fine control required to trigger it.
If you told me this morning that a toothbrush was gonna save the Normandy, I'd have been very skeptical.
Legitimately, this is the funniest joke in this entire DLC. The writers pulled out all the stops for making it hilarious, but this is by far the best one.
Admit it, Commander. You'll miss me.
Not at this range, I won't.
Okay, so there's way too many hilarious shenanigans to cover everything with this party, but just know everyone had a blast, there are a ton of hilarious character building moments, and Glyph wears a little tie.
Once we're committed against Cerberus, it won't be long before the Reapers take notice.
As per usual, I love the absolute confirmation of a point of no return.
It would be easy for a single ship to get lost up there, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It would.
To find someplace very far away, where you could spend the rest of your life in peace and happiness.
Right now, there's no place I'd rather be.
Neither would I.
I genuinely love this tender moment between these two. You can tell both of them want nothing more than to just leave. To go away from the fight and spend the last moments they have together. Things like this are why I love the character writing for this series. They made the relationship so believable. Yeah, the dying star that's the backdrop for the Elusive Man's office is a badass loading screen and you can't convince me otherwise.
Launching fighter.
Impressive!
That's one way to put it.
After our last attempt, EDI flooded our server with 7 zettabytes of explicit images. I think she was making a joke.
Time code and obedience virus erased.
Huh?
Also, 50 terabytes of porn.
Hey!
Is that?
This is the human Proto-Reaper Shepard destroyed.
What's left of it? I guess Cerberus recovered it from the base.
Oh my god, do you want to be indoctrinated? Because that's how you get indoctrinated.
Shepard, you're in my chair.
Too bad, you abandoned it, so it's mine now.
Not so fast.
This cheeky dick waffle is the closest we've come to a final boss. Which sucks because the original plans were to fight off some form of a Reaper-infused Elusive Man. I have no idea why we didn't end up with that, but it sucks nonetheless.
for Thane, you son of a bitch!
So this entire time, as you progress through the game, the galaxy became more and more overrun by Reapers, to now being completely filled to the brim with them.
Never before have so many come together from all quarters of the galaxy. But never before have we faced an enemy such as this. The Reapers will show us no mercy. We must give them no quarter. They will terrorize our populations. We must stand fast in the face of that terror. They will advance until our last city falls, but we will not fall. We will prevail. Each of us will be defined by our actions in the coming battle. Stand fast. Stand strong. Stand together. Hack it out.
Yes, I love a badass motivational speech. Oh yeah, watching the absolute armada of ships pour through the mass relay is awesome.
Unfortunately, this is the only cutscene we get. No matter how many resources you get, this is all you can see. It would have been a much better payoff if you got to see the individual teams that make up the war assets actually do something, instead of this basic cutscene.
Dude, you just took away a ton of wins, what the hell?
Listen, we spend 60 hours trying to get everything since you're such a perfectionist, and have to get as much footage as possible. After all that, we get the same basic cutscene as anybody else who's just focused on the priority missions. Don't tell me that's not a huge flaw with this game, because it absolutely is.
Shepard! Good luck.
You too, Joker.
I love that this is the last time Joker gets to see Shepard, and he makes an effort to get out of his seat to salute her, but she instead shakes his hand, showing that she sees and values Joker as an equal, not a subordinate.
Damn it, I'm hit!
Cortez!
Sadly, this has to be a realistic depiction of war. Your squad mates can die all around you, but you can't stop and mourn, you just have to keep pushing. Holy shit, why aren't these in mass production?
Don't discount the effect that can have on them.
You mean the Mass Effect? Huh? Huh? I deserve that.
Close your eyes. Thank you for everything. I love you.
Liara can say farewell to us with her mind meld, and I gotta say, it's so damn beautiful.
This war has brought us pain and suffering and loss. But it's also brought us together as soldiers, allies, friends. This bond that ties us together is something the Reapers will never understand. It's more powerful than any weapon, stronger than any ship. It can't be taken or destroyed. One way or another, this war ends today. There will be no second chances, and no room for mistakes. Each of you needs to be willing to die to win the day. Anything less, and you're already dead. Expect no mercy. Show no mercy. You fight, or you die.
You know, I have to win this final motivational speech.
This is literally the only time we get to see Harbinger this entire game. You know, the Reaper that is the leader and most directly wants to indoctrinate us.
Getting the charge down the hill is an awesome set piece. Also, fun fact, you can't actually get hit by any of the non-scripted lasers.
You gotta get out of here.
I'm all right, Shepard.
Don't argue with me, Liara.
You're not leaving me behind.
No matter what happens, you mean everything to me, Liara. You always will.
Getting to say one final goodbye to the blue wifey.
Was decimated. It's too much. We need to regroup. Fall back to the buildings.
Armor's wiped out. All forces, retreat.
Oh, I am calling all the bullshit on this. There is no way in hell Shepard survived a goddamn Reaper laser that cuts dreadnoughts in half. And why is Harbinger flying away? Marauder Shields is officially the final enemy of the trilogy. Kind of a letdown if I'm being honest.
Even though it's the first time we've seen this kind of technology, it's still pretty neat.
Doesn't look like any part of the Citadel I've been to.
You see, about that...
Meg, I know you're just trying to help, or you think you are anyway, but chill. We all know the ending is less than ideal, but it's still a great game underneath it all. So, just... okay?
Fine, I'll only pop up if it's necessary.
Why waste your time with us if you can control the Reapers?
Because I need you to believe.
So not only is he way indoctrinated, but he completely lost his marbles. Okay, so I have held off on really talking about it, but I'm just going to throw this one out there. What if these are indoctrination attempts? I'll link a good set of videos in the description, but what if the whispering, Reaper noises, and inky markings on the edge of the screen are the Reapers attempting to indoctrinate Shepard? Whether it's true or not, it's very interesting. Also, just another side note, it's very interesting how Anderson represents Paragon aspects of humanity and the Elusive Man represents the Renegade options.
Look at the power they wield. Look at what they can do.
Oh, what the hell, dude? Not cool.
I'm proud of you.
I think it's absolutely beautiful. The last words out of Anderson's mouth are telling Shepard that he's proud of her.
Why are you here?
Alrighty then. I must really be hallucinating or something, because there's a being of light walking towards me.
The totally weird thing about that, too, is Shepard is breathing in space.
Ooh, what?
Yep, Shepard is in the vacuum of space and somehow not dying.
I am the Catalyst.
Okay, so fun fact about the Catalyst is, along with the primary voice of the child, both male and female Shep can be heard as an echo.
The paths are open, but you have to choose.
So, the binary choices of the endings, they aren't that good. But they aren't bad. They are good because they do offer 4 different endings, but it does feel like a slap in the face to have binary choices that don't really build upon the Shepard who built up the last 3 games. Plus, unlike the last 2, it feels like only 1 out of the 4 could possibly be canon. Even before the extended cut and the announcement of a Mass Effect 4, it still felt extremely off. So I'm just gonna play both sounds and move on.
So be it.
The first of your choices sees you rejecting every choice that's laid out by the Star Child. That just dooms the whole universe, so it's not the most ideal option.
If you're hearing this, then there is still hope. hope that you can avoid the same mistakes we made. We fought the Reapers, but we failed to stop them.
At least Liara's pods made it out okay to give hope for the next cycle.
Did that all really happen?
We'll never know exactly what it was like, but yes.
Also, the refusal ending is the only one of the bunch that has a different post-credit scene. The synthesis ending has you sacrifice yourself to make everything in the galaxy a hybrid of organic and synthetic. It's an understandable choice. I mean, technically, you wouldn't have to worry about organics being extinct if everyone was a hybrid. I don't know. It's an odd ending, but it's there. Well, the nice thing about this ending is technically Joker and Edie are a lot more compatible.
I am alive. All of us, synthetic and organic, have been changed. The war is over, and the Reapers are helping to rebuild. Where once they threatened us with extinction, they now bring us the collective knowledge of the cultures that came before.
I guess that's a happy ending? I don't know, man. It's super weird.
Okay, so in the Synthesis, Control, and Destroy endings, as part of the Extended Cut DLC, we got slideshows. This feels incredibly lazy on top of the 3 subpar endings, and 1 passable one.
The Control ending has you, well, controlling the Reapers, and also it feels super weird. They're under your control technically, but it still feels like they end up controlling you in a way. Like, you control them, but it's with the hive mind type thing? I'm not really sure, but technically it qualifies as an ending.
Eternal. Infinite. Immortal. The woman I was used these words. But only now do I truly understand them. And only now do I comprehend the full potential of her decision. Through her death, I was created. Through my birth, her thoughts are freed. They guide me now. Give me reason. Direction. Just as she gave direction to the ones who followed her. The ones who helped her achieve her purpose.
See? It feels like you were still indoctrinated even though you were taking control of the Reapers. Even the music has a sinister tone to it. In the Destroy ending, you side with the Reapers and see that they actually have a point. Nah, I'm kidding. You completely obliterate them, and the little detail I love is that when Shepard is firing, you see her get a second wind because even though she's tired and half dead, she knows it's over and ready to finish the Reapers off once and for all. The signal itself is propelled through the mass relays no matter which ending you pick, and that unfortunately destroys them. So seeing what a universe beyond the mass relays being destroyed will be interesting for sure when 4 inevitably comes out.
And we will honor those who died to give us that future.
If you get the absolute highest EMS rating in the Destroy ending, Liara doesn't put your name on the wall of the Normandy crew that has died in service. My sequel senses are tingling! If you would have asked me before December of 2020, it would have most assuredly had no payoff. But it is looking like the next Mass Effect, as it's being called now, has Liara in it. I've got my fingers crossed for the resolution that satisfies everyone.
Did that all really happen?
Yes, but some of the details have been lost in time. It all happened so very long ago.
I do also like this post-credits scene. We get to see that, however far out in the future it may be, it seems to be peaceful, like we've won for good. I do always appreciate the devs putting thanks in at the end credits for the fans of the series. Before we get into this, I wanted to throw out an extra disclaimer. As much as I like everything, I'm well aware there was a lot lacking in Mass Effect 3. As much as I like the game, it leaves a lot to be desired from me. As I'm sure you can tell, since to date, this has been the most DEDMan has spoke. I'm also a firm believer in the indoctrination theory. even if it's been disproven by other players and BioWare. There's too much that makes no proper sense to me. However, in this most recent playthrough, I've come to accept the ending as it is. I don't know if that's because I'm older now than when I first played the series, or if it has to do with the continuation of the story with the next Mass Effect. Whether I'm satisfied with the ending or not is irrelevant to the times I've played through the series. It's still a wonderful series, even if it stumbled at the end. If you would like a comprehensive list, the video by GCN would be the best place to start. It is 3.5 hours long, so be prepared. The videos by Clever Noob in the description detail the indoctrination theory and how it works. Last thing, before I really launch into the review, as it has been many years since my last playthrough, I had forgotten just how much the story meant to me. Right after finishing up the script, I went to rewatch the trailer for the next Mass Effect, and I cried. I was so overwhelmed with joy and was so happy there was a chance for BioWare and EA to get the story a proper conclusion. I'll use that as a segue. So, the story of Mass Effect 3 is still really good, even if it has a lot of plot holes and frustrations. BioWare did still bring their A-game when it came to character interactions. I've romanced a few different partners over the years, but Liara, to me, is the best relationship for Shepard. That is just my opinion. If you like some other romance options, then you know what? That's fine. This is my interpretation of it, as I always liked Liara as a romanceable partner. And I always felt like she had the most impact out of any of Shepard's relationships. The overall story of fighting Reaper forces and trying to unite the galaxy is amazing. You're able to mend the Turian/Solarian relationship with the Krogan by reversing the genophage and bringing the Quarians back to Rannoch and mend the relationship with the Geth. I just love how Shepard is able to mend these age-old rivalries, and it really nails home why she's so dangerous to the Reapers. As always, Jack Wall knocked it out of the park. I don't think anything is above Kasumi's sweep or the Elusive Man's theme, but Leviathan came damn close, as well as every other beautiful track in here. The gameplay is roughly the same from 2, but there's some added tweaks like rolling and generally moving around more smoothly. There wasn't a whole lot to improve in the looks department, but there was better cinematography shots in 3 compared to the other 2, and considering this is the finale of the trilogy, I'm glad they pulled out all the stops while making it look as gorgeous as possible. In closing, I honestly don't have much to say. This series is among my tops, and replaying it through and analyzing it has made my appreciation only grow deeper. This is one of the games that makes me want to make these videos. Even though, yes, there's a bunch of plot holes, and I don't find the end the most satisfying, I still love it and treasure it dearly. This is the game that makes me have the tagline, good despite the flaws. I eagerly await whatever is in store for Mass Effect, and I already miss it dreadfully. Thank you for watching, and try not to die up there.
That's it. The Crucible is docked.
I'm a firing my laser!